I honestly still want to be as jacked as I possibly can be. Like I'm not sacrificing that necessarily. And like you are still, Mark, you're going towards this running stuff, you're going towards this movement stuff, but you still like to be jacked. That's not something that goes away. But you do realize, and I've realized how, like, okay, to become really, really good at being able to do a heavy barbell squat, what inefficiencies build in terms of the way I move by being able to squat 600 pounds or being able to squat 500 pounds. To get really good at that position, what have I potentially done in terms of, and made actually worse to the way I move to do this? And then how does that affect the way I go about everything else in life? The way I walk, the way I jump, the way I look at, obstacles. Can I actually do those things? Or now, because I've become so good at this skill, other things in my body have tightened up that now I don't feel comfortable doing things that are more, that have to do with life. And then now I think for me and for us, it's like, how do we balance and how do we figure out how to get stronger, how to maintain and gain muscle, while also becoming the best humans that we can be, as in moving the best way, because that's like, as we go and talk about all the reps you get in with each step you take as walking and all of that, you realize like that's the thing that as you age, it's going to make the big difference.
That's the mover, right? I mean, how many steps a day do you get in? Are you having, I think what happens to a lot of people is they have a day where they got in some good training. They might've got in a couple walks. They probably did pretty well in their diet. And maybe they do that for a day or two, but then it's like the middle of the week. It's hump day. It's Wednesday. And they wake up a little bit later because they stayed up a little bit later. They miss the workout. They go to work. They come home from work. They're tired. It's like, fuck, it's still in the middle of the week. That kind of thing. And it happens to everybody.
Absolutely.
It's really easy to have that happen, especially if you have a 9-to-5 job. Luckily for us, we get to kind of play around with this shit all day. So it's easy for us to sit here and be like, we got our fitness in for today. Meanwhile, other people are like, fuck you guys. we get
true,
it.
Man.
We get it. But we're also encouraging you to try to pick this stuff off throughout the day where you can. Maybe you have a lunch break that you can go on a walk. Maybe instead of eating lunch, which this might sound crazy, maybe you fast and then you walk. And then when you go home, that's your time to eat. We talked about 1 meal a day. We've talked about intermittent fasting. Like there's a lot of ways you can play this game. And there's a lot of opportunities to kind of pick stuff off throughout the day. But it's not just the hour in the gym. Because sometimes I think people keep thinking like, man, they keep fucking tacking things on. The fucking goddamn power project's ruining my life. And like I posted the thing about the Ultra shoes. And some people were like, fuck, man, now I got to order these. Like I already got the,
the Vivos.
The Vivos.
Got the Vibrams.
And I got the Vibrams. Now I got to get these. And there was a couple people on there. I was surprised. They were like, yeah, dude, I got all three because you've already been talking about them and they're sick and they're helping change my life. We're not really trying to have you guys stack up so much stuff that you're just completely fucked. We want you to insert some of this stuff into your life so it's a stronger, more efficient, better quality life. And over time, it's just going to be integrated into your life.
Yeah.
It's just going to be like part of your life. Like Andrew brought his son into the gym today, stuff like that, like where it's not uncommon for his son to be in the gym. It's incorporated into the family.
Power Project family, how's it going? And listen up. We talk about meat and nutrition all the time on this podcast, from the carnivore diet, keto, low carb, IFYM. And the cool thing is that we've partnered with a great company, Piedmontese Beef. Yes, it's beef. And the great thing about Piedmontese Beef is this: no matter if you're someone who's dieting on low fats, high fats, carnivore, any diet, they have different types of cuts of steak that are going to fit your diet perfectly. From the flat iron that has, Andrew, what is the macros on that thing?
So that one has 46 grams of protein and only 4 grams of fat for the entire steak.
And if you want fattier cuts, they have ribeyes, center cuts. They have literally everything for no matter what diet you do. So you can't use the excuse of your diet and tell yourself that you can't eat red meat. So Andrew, how can they get Piedmontese beef?
Yes, man. So that's at Piedmontese.com. That's PIEDMONTESE.com. At checkout, enter promo code POWER for 25% off your entire order. And if your order is $150 or more, you get free 2-day shipping. Again, Piedmontese.com, promo code POWER. All links down in the description as well as the podcast show notes.
Fitness, the way that you eat. It's not a shock to your son that like, when he's 5 or 7, we're having steak for tonight. Oh, what else are we eating? Oh, it's pretty much just steak. And there's green beans, like it's not uncommon. It's not like we're not getting pizza. Like what's going on, right?
Matt, can you
Boudreaux. Yeah.
You normalize what you normalize.
Yeah.
You whatever is normal that's just normal. But when me and Nsima were talking about this, about like we're basically psychotic with everything now. Like we can't do anything half-assed. We can't do anything WODA.
You said that.
I know. But
I love WODA. I think it's funny as hell.
It does. I mean, it's like when you say like, don't be fat. Like we understand what that means because it fits so well. And I just think WODA fits really well. Like,
I just think about all those motherfuckers that have come up to me at the trade shows, ask me about like bench and squat. And I'm just always thinking like, the guy's standing so poorly right now. How can I teach this guy how to deadlift or do anything when he doesn't even know how to walk? I'm just like, fuck, man.
But so when we were talking, because, we, just like everybody, it's like, fuck, we gotta go grocery shopping, running out of time. Well, look, there's Habit Burger. Let's go get some meat patties and like, let's just chill. And it's the first time we've gone inside Habit in a very, very long time. But what I remembered was...
They're like, Andrew!
It's been a while, yeah. Well, dude, when I first started going there, they were just like, what do you mean you want meat patties? And now they have a fucking button for it. So, like, I've helped push that along the way, at least at one location. But when I was there, I was, like, so excited to get a Diet Coke. Because, like, I don't buy Diet Coke. I usually, if I am going to buy Coke, it's Coke Zero. But, like, to have a fountain drink, like, oh, this is nice. And I was just thinking, like, yeah, you know what? Diet Coke, I remember, it fucking sucks. Like, if you're drinking Coke and then all of a sudden you have a Diet Coke, you're like, this is gross. But here I am super fired up to be drinking this, I'm like, yes, let's go. No calories, like, and I'm going to enjoy this. And then I started thinking, it's like, well, if people think that's weird, we used to get fired up for the exact same thing because at Habit, they have like the thing where it just says soda. So you get carbonated water. So you get soda water. That used to be a huge celebration. So like it gets multiple layers of this shit, but it's like, can you, we'll get a little crazy with it, but like I am not too far removed from the 8 to 5 job, like of Monday through Friday. One thing I do know for a fact is you start at the same time, you get a 15-minute break 2 hours into your day. Can you walk straight for 5 minutes one direction, and then as soon as that 5 minutes happens, turns around for another 5 minutes, and then you have 5 extra minutes for like bullshitting at your desk? Can you do that? Like, I'm pretty sure you can. When it comes to the drinks, can you try drinking a water? Can you try drinking a diet soda? Yeah. It's not that difficult. And then again, so like you have your lunch break. Can you go for another 5 minutes this way, 5 minutes that way? I think you can. In another 2 hours, you have another opportunity. Maybe you missed that last one, no big deal. But like, can you do these things? They're just small little, tiny little fucking, just little switch this way.
They're going to make your day better.
We're not saying like spin the crank like this, like crazy, like when we're trying to get the podcast up and running. Just a little, one click over every day. Every single choice that you make is just going to add points on the scoreboard. Like little things like that. Like, can you do that? I think you can. Right?
Small shift in your direction. We're not trying to turn you all the way back around.
Right. Yeah. There's those small little things. And it's just like, you hear people like, oh, I could never drink diet. It's like, well, I mean, maybe you can find a 0-calorie alternative. It's pretty easy.
That's fine. That's an interesting one because though, like so many people, like you'll say, oh yeah, have some diet soda. And then there's going to be some person at the other side of the room that's like, that'll give you cancer. Like, you know what I mean? It's,
what about the gut microbiome?
Right? It's like with this shit, for some people, there's just no winning. But it's like, okay, can you make a better decision when it comes to some of these things? Absolutely, you can. So, Power Project family, I hope you enjoyed this clip. We are on Discord and Reddit. We're trying to talk to you guys and build a community down there. So the links are in the bio. But remember, like, comment, subscribe, share this out with people so you can share the wealth of health. As cheesy as that fucking sounds. Peace.